Now that the dust has settled on the Protect Our Statues lager-based flash mob, sponsored by Foster's because hard men need weak beer, it's time to ask ourselves some searching questions. Firstly, was it our fault for telling the racists that Churchill was one of them? Did that not just embolden them in their racism? I mean, you're not going to dissuade me from my veganism by telling me that Max Cavalera stops eating dairy. These lads think racism's brilliant. No wonder they tore themselves away from their Ross Kemp documentaries, piled into a van with a pallet full of cooking lager to protect one of their own. First, a man whose fortune was made by buying and selling actual human slaves had his statue pulled down, and that engendered a hilarious sort of mission creep across the land. Where will it end, they cried. Well, probably there, we replied. But they hadn't really listened. They piled into their vans with pallets full of cooking lager and formed a farting, burping cordon around whatever local toff was immortalised in bronze. Of course, it's ironic that the sort of people who formed these cordons to protect the bronze are usually the sort of people who steal bronze, melt it down and sell it to buy tickets for V-Fest. The paranoia was amazing. If they think they're going to tear down this statue of Eric Morecambe, they've got another thing coming. I don't think they're coming for Eric, do you know what I mean? I have expected to see a cordon around the Angel of the North. And Churchill was a racist, of course. How do I know that? Well, I used to work in the Cabinet War Rooms in Churchill Museum, and that's what we told people. That was pretty much the official policy. He was a racist, he was also an alcoholic, but then in many ways he was a good man, you know. Certainly the man we needed. He was a stirring orator, and because of his stirring oratory, he got us through the dark days of the Blitz. He was the right man for the job. But then, so was Stalin. Don't forget, it was the Russians that captured Berlin. And let's also not forget what happened to Churchill after the war was won. If you're pissed off at what the left are doing to his statue, you're going to lose your shit at what the left did to Churchill in the 1945 election. He was deeply unpopular with the wartime generation. So, are you saying that the Churchill these cunts were making a show of defending was a sort of retroactive avatar of nationalism, untethered from the complex reality of the man himself, and thus malleable enough to be projected onto whatever basic bitch conception of Englishness these wankers dreamt up? Well, not in those words, no, but that is pretty much what I'm saying. So what do we learn? Well, statues are heavy. Churchill was racist. Racists love Churchill. And the only memorial that's genuinely going to stand the test of time is a commemorative urinal. That's what I want. Andrew O'Neill. R.I.P.